Alright, my name is Mackenzie Tull, and I'm going to be talking to you about psychology and psychiatry. This is my visual aid, if everyone can see it. Sigmund Freud, he is best known as the father of psychology. He invented psychoanalysis, and he was an Austrian neurologist. Alright, psychology, as summarized by Derek Bolton in his journal article, Mind, Meaning, and Mental Disorder, is the particular questions of the explanation of behavior, the nature of mental causation, and eventually the origins of mental disorders. The scientific study of the human mind is the very definition of psychology. My junior year of high school, I had my first psychology course with Mr. Martin. This class is really what sparked my interest in psychology. Although it was an AP course, I aced all the exams, and I really developed a strong understanding and interest in psychology. Now I'm studying psychology, and I hope to major in it and even take it further down to the psychiatry track. The topic of psychology is interesting because it gives an explanation for why and how people's minds work a certain way. When analyzing different people, I believe when psychology principles are known and applied, it can be very interesting to see what makes each person different. By doing so, you can analyze the traits they possess, the things they say and do, and the way they perceive situations. This analyzing is the very thing psychologists and psychiatrists do in order to determine if they have a certain disorder or chemical imbalance. And this could be causing them an abnormality in their brain.
Keep them coming.
I'm going to speak about what exactly psychology is, and secondly, why it is important and interesting.
No.
What exactly is psychology? There are very many branches and studies of psychology. Clinical, social, behavioral, cognitive, developmental, and the list goes on. Each focuses on a different area of the brain and a different processing technique, meaning a different approach at understanding and possibly treating a disorder. For example, clinical psychology diagnoses and treats mental illnesses stemming from a psychological disorder, while on the other hand, developmental psychology assesses the lifespan of the human and researches the development of the brain. Psychiatry differs from psychology because this requires a PhD in order to actually treat and prescribe any medication for the prescribed disorders. This requires an extra 4 years in schooling. According to Norman Cameron, in The Psychology of Behavioral Disorders, a biosocial interpretation, there is a large gap between psychology and psychiatry when dealing with normal and abnormal behavior. He explains the differences encountered when psychology is taken to a psychiatry level. So why is it interesting and important? Psychology is important because it can change people's lives. Counseling can help individuals, couples, and families cope with many difficulties and get them through hard times. Seeing a psychiatrist and realizing you have an answer to your current or lifelong problems, such as ADD, anxiety, depression, can be very beneficial. In Thomas Ventura's Psychoanalysis Journal article, he explains that the foundation of psychiatry lies with clinical and medical research in order to treat mental illnesses. This is important and interesting because even the worst mental illnesses can be dealt with through the help of psychiatry. Psychology is the scientific studies of the human mind. Through each type of psychology, people can be helped immensely, either through counseling techniques or the medication prescribed by psychiatrists. Every human's brain is different. Although carrying the same appearance, the chemical balances inside is really what separates them. Understanding and applying psychology and psychiatry really can change people's lives. The end.